Kenny Monday, an Olympic gold medalist, Hall of Famer in the sport of wrestling. Kenny is the head wrestling coach at University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Tar Heel Wrestling Club. Is that right? Did I say that right? Oh, Tar Heel. Okay, good. This mic's going kind of in and out. Okay. They have 3 incredible children. They have 3 incredible children. Sydney, recent graduate of Howard University. Yeah, let's clap for that. Kennedy, yeah, a sophomore at University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And Quincy, a senior, headed to Princeton University as a fall. How awesome is that? She started an entertainment business 29 years ago in Boston, Massachusetts, and now lives in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The Monday National Area debuted with 27 sales directors. Can we applaud that? Yes. Received her bachelor's degree from Tennessee State University and holds a master's degree in broadcast journalism from Boston University. Employed with a Boston Globe newspaper for 5 years. She was employed. Okay, she had her JOB. And quit. Say quit.
Quit.
What a capital Q. Yeah.
Hear her, y'all hear her?
In 1992, to focus on her Mary Kate business. Say smart.
Smart.
She's a personal recruit and first-line offspring of National Sales Director of Inner Circle, Elite Executive National Sales Director, Gloria Mayfield.
Thanks.
Sabrina Goodwin has earned the use of 15 career cars and now is driving her 14th pink Cadillac, a customized National Sales Director pink Escalade Hybrid, which is approximately like an $85,000 car that she could live in. So she's always good. She has earned 40 carats of diamonds, including 6 incredible 5-carat diamond rings and 6 bumper pins. Sabrina has graced the seminar stage in the Circle of Achievement and above 13 times, including the 250,000, 300,000, 350,000 twice, 450,000, 500,000. Say $500,000.
$500,000.
3 times, 550,000. 2 times, 600,000 and 650,000 unit circles twice. Sabrina and her husband, Kenny, they're awesome. Oh my goodness, his family is such an example of what a family should look like. And so they love each other so much. It's amazing. Sabrina and her husband, Kenny have enjoyed all expense paid 7 days, y'all, not just a weekend. 7-day vacations with 5-star accommodations to Hawaii twice, Switzerland twice, Italy, Bermuda, Denmark, Sweden, Russia, Austria twice, Hungary, Australia, Europe. Oh my God. We gotta do this, right? Who wants to be a national salesperson?
Yes.
The travel, we gotta get this. Okay, we're doing it. All right, so here we go. I just get so excited. Don't you get excited? Does this give y'all hope? It's for you. Why not you? Right? Europe and a European British Isle cruise, a Greek Isle cruise. There's nothing like going on a cruise. It's the only way to travel. I love it. Mary Kay, 50th anniversary celebration in China, London, England, a luxurious 7-day Mediterranean cruise, Buenos Aires, Argentina, and will soon travel to Rome in May. So she's packing. Sabrina was a member for Nsd Scholar Work. She mentored other national sales directors, nationals for Scholar Week, training brand new nationals from all over the world. Sabrina is building her business internationally with a dynamic winning team in Brazil, Canada, Colombia, all those countries, y'all. She has directors. She's been developing leaders. Brazil, Canada, and Colombia, and the U.S. It comes here to be with us, to be with y'all. Where she has 5 international offspring area directors, and she's expanding into Peru, Latin America. Sabrina participated in the grand opening in September 2017. Let's applaud that. We just opened up Peru. She opened it. with a company. She has earned over $2,850,000 in commissions. Y'all, they might round that up.
Yeah.
$3 million.
3 million.
In her Mary Kay career. Wow. Now you say wow.
Wow.
I mean, really, really loud.
Wow.
That makes her a Mary Kay multi-millionaire. Sabrina was the #1 sales director in the state of Oklahoma for several years and is leading the powerful Monday National Area to Diamond Circle 2018. Let's please stand to your feet and welcome National Sales Director Sabrina.
Guys with the big old hoops that drop it down and Daisy Deuce. Yeah, the ones I'm trying to cool. I'm looking at you, yeah, you, baby. Now let me hear you say you're ready. I'm ready, oh yeah. Girl, you better have your hair strapped on tight. Cause once we
Alexa. Alexa.
I'm in the kitchen. If I have a down moment, because you know, when you do Mary Kay, it's a down moment. Because if you're on the phone, they're quitting, they're crying, they're doing something. And I'm like, Bruno, come on, Bruno, talk to me. And so whenever it don't feel real good in the office, which is my house, the only traffic I have is moving my big old dude out the way so I can get up and down the stairs. So, you know, when it's not feeling real good, I say, Alexa, Chucky by Bruno. I mean, and you know what he says? If the words are, I'm looking for the girl in the big old hoops. What else does he say? Daisy Duke. I'm just looking for anybody who wants something more. So it's like, you know what? New face, erase, replace, you quit, I'm keeping on moving. So, oh my goodness, we have a full house. Because y'all know we have some headbands up in here this morning. So everybody came out. Give yourself a round of applause. I love this location. You look out over the city. You walk into this building, you feel important, don't you? You feel like you are somebody. So I'm loving this new location. It's a little tricky when you first try to get to it, but you guys like the new location? It just makes you feel some kind of way. It's going to be a great place to bring your guests. We'll be right here again on May 1st, and so mark your calendars, bring the guests. Oh, it's so exciting. We're down to 12 weeks. Say 12 weeks.
12 weeks.
Say, we're coming up on the end of the seminar year.
We're coming up.
It's the end of seminar year.
End of seminar year.
And so it's time to really get serious, you guys. When we've been serious, but you ain't seen nothing yet. So yes, I'm telling you, at the right place, at the right time, when you hear our speakers tonight, honestly, all you need to say is where? Where do I sign? I want some of that. And trust me, if somebody brought you here tonight, they thought you could be great doing what we do. No secrets, no hidden agenda. We want you to see who we are, what we do. What you see is what you get. It's real. We couldn't rehearse this thing. So this ain't no fake news, okay? This is real news. And so I'm telling you guys, when Denise was reading those accolades, it's just one face at a time. I remember when I went to my first event, and I wasn't real sure if this thing was for me. But I saw those women up there doing it. I said, doggone, if they can do it, I can do it. And so, Renanda, Denise, thank you for being my partners. Thank you for being such an intricate part of Wild Night. You make this thing sing. Oh my goodness, I'm excited about your future. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. They will soon be national celebrities. that if you want $5,000 to the guests, you could be brand new and you can create you cash flow this month of $5,000 if you want it. But you gotta want it, you gotta be willing to go get it. When people talk about you, say Mary Kay don't work and I don't know what you're doing, wasting your time, you have to really ignore the noise. Ignore the noise.
Ignore the noise.
Family reunions, my big pink Cadillac out there, they say, you still do that Mary Kay? I said, I know, they say, you still do Avon? I said, You know, some folks just ain't never gonna get it, okay? And let your grandma say, it don't matter.
It don't.
Coast. I've been there before, but Kenny has not been there. I said, baby, it's the most beautiful coastline I've ever seen. And I want you to experience that. He said, let's do it. You know, when your man, no problem with nothing. Okay? Ain't that right, Brenda? Ain't that right, Brenda?
Yes.
Okay? Okay, Brenda, you pull out some serious. Okay? Head to toe. That's money. All the time. I tell you guys, we got the happiest husbands in the world. To the directors, we've got our top 2%. You guys, we're going to move right to our speakers. I just want to recognize the top 2%. Just stand up. Directors, stand up. Top 2%, stand up. Mary Kay, I should be so very proud of you, our founder. She said, I want to build a company with women, for women, about women who are serious about what they have. And see, Mary Kay didn't know that we have some men coming aboard. And you know, she would feel just about you like she felt all of her leaders. Do it right, do it big, go get what you deserve to have. And so you guys, thank you for making our founder proud in heaven. It was this kind of gathering that she saw, but I don't think she saw that she would be in 37 countries. Oh my goodness, one woman with a dream. One woman with a dream, and now look at us, you guys. Look at us. So thank you for leading by example. These women come from all walks of life. Some do it a little, some do it a lot, but doggone it, they're doing it. And so to our directors, consultants, can you please give them a big round of applause? Thank you. Thank you for being with me. You know, I'm just kind of skipping around. I'm going right to my first speaker. Because we got a lot to do. And so I'm going to go right to my first speaker. And this speaker hails all the way from the Houston, Texas area. She started February 2003 as a second chance consultant. Director July 1st of 2003. That's when she became a director. So February to July, she got into directorship rather quickly that second time around. She finished On the Right Track, Fabulous 50s, Honor Society, 10 career cars, 4 pink Cadillacs. She's hit the $350,000 unit club, the $400,000 unit club, the $650,000 unit club. Oh my goodness. Dana Armstead is all the way from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Her highest income in 1 month, $20,000. She's earned 55 gold medals. 55 gold medals. That means that she shares this opportunity in a big way. To the guests, that means she sponsored 5 people a month, 55 times in her career. 53 times as a star consultant. Number 10 in the Pearl Division in the National Court of Sharing in 2014. Number 11 in the National Court of Sharing in the entire 2015 Pearl Division. Check this out, you guys. In 2016, she was runner-up to the Queen of Sharing in the Diamond Division.
Woo!
So she got a big old fat bumblebee, okay? I mean, as the runner-up. Oh, she said, and take note. I love Dana because she's loud, unapologetic. She let the world know. She said, take note now. Dana will be the Queen of Diamond Seminar of Court of Sharing in 2018. So if you were down and you thought you was going to be queen, she just said, no, okay? I'm going to be queen. So the thing is, you guys, I love her. I ain't sharp as iron. But you can't be scared. If you're going to be a baller, big ball shot caller, claim it. Say, I'm going for it. But what I want you to know is, hey, it's a fair game. Anybody can get it if you want it bad enough. She was a triple court director in 2016 and 2017. She earned the all-expense trip to Rome, Italy, and Florence, Italy. And for her, she and her husband Lance, she's wrapping up Argentina by June 30th. Yeah. These women are on their way to, oh my goodness, you guys, the trip this year, and the Nationals took this trip last year, Argentina. Oh my goodness, Buenos Aires. It is beautiful. I love the culture. I love the people. I love South America, period. That's why I wanted to build in Colombia. Actually, I go there next week for a week to work with my leaders there. I love their food. I love the colors that they wear. It's just absolutely amazing. So think about this, you guys. Get out of your neighborhood. If you're doing some Mary Kay, let's get out the neighborhood. Let's go to another city, another state. How about another country?
Yes.
It's open. It's available. Global business is where it's at. Mary Kay, you gotta walk up to somebody and say, I'm an entrepreneur with my global Mary Kay business. That's gonna give them a little different attitude about you. It's just that, I do Mary Kay sometimes. Can I give you a facial? No. No, we gotta walk. When you hear these speakers, you're gonna know why they're so successful. You're gonna watch their confidence. You're gonna hear their heart. You're gonna say, wow, that's why she's successful. She has 2 first-line directors and 1 DIQ. Second line, 2 second lines, and two second line and 2 DIQs. Okay, she's 3 car drivers from her future national area. Her goal is to become an Nsd in 2019. She's married for 17 years to Lance Sr. and has 2 beautiful children, Amber, 25, and Lance Jr., 15. With no further ado, stand to your feet. She's all the way from Houston, Texas. Dana Armstead!
It's time to get the change out. Is your tongue tied up? 'Cause this is my round, and I'm dangerous, and you can get. Come on, Brenda!
Good evening. Are you guys excited to be here tonight? Are you guys really excited to be here tonight? I'm really excited to be here tonight. Today is going to be the best 90 days of your Mary Kay business.
Yes.
Yes, in the room, like the next 90 days is going to be the best 90 days of your life.
Yeah.
Repeat after me. The next 90 days is going to be the best 90 days of my life.
The next 90 days are going to be the best 90 days of my life.
Now, if you're a guest in the room, I want you to be real loud, real bold. The next 90 days is going to be the best 90 days of my life. Come on, guests.
The next 90 days will be the best 90 days of my life.
Okay, now, guests, I want you to really do that and really mean it. Okay, get ready. The next 90 days.
The next 90 days.
It's going to be the best 90 days.
It's going to be the best 90 days
of my life.
Of my life.
Do you feel it?
Yes.
Do you feel it?
Yes.
Because I heard someone say in 90 days you could change anything. You could change anything. And right now my prayer is that you change your mind. And you change the direction of your life. And you change where you're going. Because you remember where you came from. See, we all know the stories. We all tell ourselves stories. So I want to talk to you about my story. Because I was asked to share my story. I'm a little country girl. By the way, my name is Dana Armstead. That's me. Thank you, National, for asking me to be here. It's a pleasure and an honor to share some energy with these people in the house. Are y'all excited? Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you, National Sabrina, for inviting me. Of course, above all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Because without him, I would not be here today.
Yes.
I certainly wouldn't be standing before you today in this much excitement. And I want to thank my awesome nephew who's in the house, Jarvis. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you. I love you. And when I joined Mary Kay, he wasn't even born yet. The first time. I had to do an encore so he could see how his aunt rolls. And he has his own business, so he has business cards. I'm just putting the plug out there for y'all. Y'all want to check him out? I am so honored to be hanging out with you guys, my sister directors, my top director girlfriends, my sister directors in the audience, and consultants and leaders, and those of you moving up with the Great with 8. Oh my gosh, are y'all crazy about this Great with 8?
Yes.
Okay, Mary Kay just took it back. Are y'all crazy about this Great with 8?
Yes.
Really
small little country town in Breaux-Bridge, Louisiana. If any of you know about Breaux-Bridge, that's the crawfish capital of the world. Yes, I was a crawfish queen. I was born to a single mom at a very, very young age. She was very, very young. She was so young, she didn't want to tell people how old she was. At the age of 3, my dad died. He didn't actually die, he was killed. I walked around with stories. How many of you tell yourself stories? The stories we tell ourselves, and so many of you are telling yourself stories now. And my prayer is that I've come to give you hope. My prayer is that you will leave with a story that says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Because that's the story that God came to this earth. Jesus in the flesh came to this earth to deliver to you and me, is that we can do all things. So I was a struggling little college student. So I grew up. My mom, my dad, all that story happened. And then I went to live with my grandparents. And they were the best grandparents a girl could have. They gave me confidence. They gave me hope. They gave me everything I could think of. My grandparents couldn't read or write. When they signed my report card, they wrote an X. And I thought that's how all grandparents write. So I used to write X's. And my teacher said, that's not the answer. Y'all not laughing. I'm not laughing. Y'all too serious. Y'all too serious. Okay. X. So it's okay for me to X somebody out when they don't do what I ask them to do. X. Y'all take this serious. This is a serious business. And so anyway, I went to my grandparents and they gave me everything a girl could ask for. They gave me hope. They gave me blessings. They didn't have a lot of material things, but what they had, they gave me love. Above all, love. And so you look at us and you see us all fancied out in all these diamonds. I have more diamonds than I know how to count. I do know how to count money. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. So you look at us, and I'm talking about our stories, the stories we tell ourselves, and the stories that many of you are telling yourselves right now. See, because there are stories I told myself from a very young age. And the stories start like, I can't. Maybe. I hope. But that's not me. They're different. I don't look like that. I don't act like that. I don't have that. What are the stories you're telling yourself? Sunday was Resurrection Sunday, right? And I pray that after Resurrection Sunday was over, that we all rose up with something other than the fact that we ate too much turkey or too much roast. We rose with the fact that we are bigger and badder than we see ourselves in our own eyes. So my story started like this. I was a struggling college student, totally broke. I had my daughter at the age of 19. I was a young single mom, living in a trailer park. Don't y'all laugh, because I loved my trailer. The door didn't lock, and I didn't have a gun. But I loved my trailer, I loved my neighbors. And I was in college, and I was working 2 jobs just to make ends meet. I barely saw my daughter. The daycare saw her more than me. My grandparents saw her more than me. I'm not gonna cry. I have eyelashes on, and they're not getting messed up. They saw her more than me, but I knew she was loved for and cared for. And my Mary Kate journey started. God has a sense of humor. How many of y'all believe that? And God is always on time. And so for the stories you're telling yourself, just know this, that God will meet you where you are. I didn't really know him. I knew there was something. I knew there was more, but I just didn't really know him. And I pray if you're here tonight and you don't really know him, that you stop for a moment and get to know him. I found myself as a struggling college student, single mom, living in a trailer park, and going to college every day, working 2 jobs, and loving my daughter and loving school and just loving what I was doing. But I was so frustrated. I had more money than money. How many of y'all can relate? Don't raise your hand. I had more money than money. At the end of the month, I had to decide what was going to get paid. There were many times we had candlelight dinner. I'm just being real. You're asking me to tell my story. And maybe some of you may have had candlelight dinner without option, but you didn't have a choice. Well, I was working at the mall. Now, by then I had been there 5 years. I was a leader. See, I was given leadership qualities as a child. My grandparents, like I said, they gave me the best they could give me. They gave me love. They gave me attention. They owned a lot of properties, and so I watched my grandmother manage them. I watched her deal with the tenants. I watched how she related to people. I watched how she got down on their level when they couldn't afford, and I watched how she rose up when it was time to, you gotta pay me now. You gotta pay me now. You know, she knew how to get paid. Let's not get it twisted. She was a businesswoman. And so, my Mary Kay journey, and if I get a little sidetracked, y'all just pray for me. Okay, my Mary Kay journey started because I had been praying to God for something more. Anybody ever prayed to God for something more? Raise your hand, don't bend your elbow. You prayed to God for something more and you said, God, if you're real. And remember, I didn't really know him, but I knew of him. See, I had heard my grandmother pray, and I had watched my grandmother pray. She was sitting near the door and she would pray with her rosary beads. I'm like, why does she keep playing with them beads? Like, what's so real? What's so serious about that? And I saw the cross, and I saw Jesus on the cross, and I'm like, why is she so serious about that? Like, for real. But I knew there was something more what she was doing, and she was praying, and she was believing, and she had faith, and she asked God to just cover us. And I'm here today because of my grandma's prayers. And I know where I'm going because of my grandma's prayers. So, I knew I needed more, and I'd been praying to God for something more. And a lady walked into my department at the mall. I had been there for 5 years. Say 5 years?
5 years.
Woo! I started when I was 17. They hired me because my business teacher in high school said that I would be good in business and that my best place to start was working at the mall in fashion jewelry and accessories because she knew I loved jewelry. And so she recommended that I work at the mall. And so I started working at the mall at 17. I had trained everybody that came into the department, and they would come in, I would train them, and then they would start telling me what to do. They would tell me when to come in, they would tell me when to go on break, they would tell me when to go pee, they would tell me when to do everything. And more people would come in, I would train them, then they would go out and get a promotion. More people would come in, I would train them, they would go out and get a promotion. Now mind you, I'm still in college. And I'm learning and I'm getting all this knowledge and I'm like, Lord, if you're here, why don't you hear me? There's gotta be more. There's gotta be more. Anybody ever say God has gotta be more? Raise your hand. Don't mean animals. God, there's gotta be more. And we cry out to God, but some of us don't give to God time to answer. And so I was at the department at the counter, hiding behind the counter. And a lady walked in and she said, you are so beautiful. You would be great in Mary Kay. And I'm from the South. I'm from the country. And I said, thank you, but no thank you. It's not that I was proud or too much pride. It's not that I thought I was all that and a bag of chips and the dip to go with it. I didn't think all that. I just thought that what God was delivering to me certainly could not come in the form of a starter kit. Except back then it was pink, and it had a whole bunch of holes in it. And when you open it, everything exploded. I didn't think God would have answered like this. He's got to be joking, Lafreda. He's got to be joking. And she proceeded to talk to me, and she said, for the guests in the room, she said, I only worked 2 hours, and I made $600. And I only had about 5 girls, and they had a good time. And we played with makeup, and they bought it. I sold $600, and you know how much I get to keep and put in my pocket? I said, how much? She said, $300. I said, how long it took? She said, 2 hours. I said, where do I sign up? Like, how do I do this? What would I do? See, I didn't wear makeup. I didn't know how to put makeup on. I didn't think I needed makeup. But what I signed up for was an opportunity that I knew that I had been praying for. I just didn't think it came in the kit. But what I was obedient. I was obedient, and I said, if this is it, I'm saying yes. I was too dumb to doubt. I was too dumb to doubt the process. And I was too dumb, and I'm not being dumb, but I was too dumb to doubt it. See, because when you pray to God for something more, you have to be ready to say yes to the answer. And I said yes, and my life just went over. Boom, 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 boom. So I want to tell you what I got out of my starter kit. After I said yes to Mary Kay, I want to tell you what I got out of my starter kit. The first thing I got out of my starter kit is I went to those meetings, and tell me when my time's up. I would go to those meetings, 3 minutes. I would go to those meetings, and they would talk about the Lord, and they would talk about how good God is. And I'd say, oh my gosh, I thought I came here to learn how to sell lipstick. I don't even know how to put eyeshadow on, and I still haven't learned yet. How many new consultants still trying to learn how to contour? It's okay, I never learned it. I earned multiple Cadillacs and still hadn't learned how to contour. It's okay. I received salvation. They would pray, they would talk about God, they would talk about how good He is, and they would talk about all that, and I said, oh my God, I want some of that. I want some of that. And I accepted Jesus immediately. Immediately, I found a church. I found a church home, and I accepted Jesus. At that church home, guess what else I found? They say when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Y'all, I'm not looking for no man now. Mary Kay Armstead and Rena Tarver used to say, you don't have a man, that's all right. Let him find you when you become a sales director. And so I found my husband at that church. He found me. He saw me sitting in the third pew, and he said, oh, she cute. I bet that's what he said. And after finding my husband, or he finding me, what came out of this starter kit was an awesome, cute little son. He is so cute. He even looked like his daddy. I said, what about me, Jesus? You forget about me, Jesus? Yeah, I guess he did. Because he looked like his daddy. I can tell you one thing that other kind of my starter kit is my daughter, debt-free college. How many of you have kids that will one day go to college? More kids are coming out of college with more debt than they ever know what to do with. I said yes to Mary Kay because I had so much debt in college that it nearly crippled me coming out after I graduated. See, I did graduate. I did start teaching. I was a teacher. I was a 7th grade teacher. I loved my job. I just couldn't focus on the kids because I was focused on so much debt. You know how many teachers have a lot of debt? You know how many teachers can't sleep at night? They grade the papers and they're struggling to go to bed. You know how many women in corporate America can't sleep at night because they went to college and there's so much debt. They need a way out. They need an answer. If that's you today and you're a guest, check us out. Debt-free college for my daughter. Debt-free private school. See, because I heard somebody say little kids, little problems. Women use their kids as an excuse. I can't do it because of problems. I'm glad I went home when my kids were little and I didn't miss it all. Because when I went home, my daughter was in 5th grade. I'm glad I didn't miss it. Because so many of us are missing it. Missing it. What are you afraid of? You have nothing to lose. This kid changed my life. This kid changed my life. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. God bless you guys.
Wow. Can you say wow?
Wow.
Brenda Armstead, another big round of applause. Next. Say next.
Next.
Oh my goodness. Hold on your seats. Executive Senior Sales Director Lafreda Williams. As an independent beauty consultant January 2000. After her first year, she propelled to a very elite position within the company and earned her first career card. She debuted as a sales director July 2001, which is the top 2% of the sales force. She has earned 55 gold. Not 55 gold. You and Dana both have 55. 55 gold medals, you guys. That's another big baller shot caller. Oh my goodness, you guys. She has been a star consultant for 67 quarters. Say wow.
Wow.
She's been the national quality sharing 13 times and 24 qualified team members in 1 year. And the national quarter sales 8 times, selling over $40,000 retail individually. She has earned 11 career cards with Mary Kay, 7 of them being pink Cadillacs. Lafreda and her L3 unit. They're famous, you guys. The L3 unit achieved $700,000 Circle of Excellence and the top director's trip, a 7-day all-expense-paid Alaskan cruise, and is currently ranked number 18 in the state of Texas. In 2005, she earned the position of Most Improved Sales Director for the entire Sapphire Go Give area. She earned the monthly Go Give Spirit Award for October 2014. This is the most prestigious honor in all of Mary Kay. Her highest monthly earnings with commission, sales, and bonuses have been over $20,000. Lafreda was featured in a company video in August 2015, and in 2018 she was featured in 2 company videos training thousands of consultants and directors worldwide. She was a speaker on a focus group discussing a variety of products to include and or remove from the product line. Oh my goodness, she's married to the man of her dreams, Ray, and they share 2 adorable children, Brenda 27 and Brandy 18. You guys, her heart, her hustle is honorable. You will love her. To know her is to love her. I've seen this woman grow, grow, grow. She is doing amazing things, and she is on her way to that national sales director position. Please stand to your feet for Lafreda Williams!
Hallelujah. Ooh, girl, sit your hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the rest. Don't believe it.
I do come to give you hope and inspiration. Something that I pray that something that I say will be life-changing for the consultants and for the guests. So I didn't even realize that I was that Dana was the second time around Mary Kay Consulting, because so was I. My first time in Mary Kay, I was married. Brandon is my first child. Was married, unusual situation. Found myself being a single parent and found myself struggling financially. I was raising Brandon and I was raising my cousin. I got a cousin. I was 19 and she was 12. So I raised her until she went off to college. So fast forward a couple years, got out of Mary Kay, thought I would be the good wife and work on my marriage. I should have dropped that 0 and kept going off my Mary Kay, but that's another story for another day. But I was still using the product because I totally love the skincare. And then I found myself working at one time 5 jobs. Can you get excited? 5 jobs. And so we were sitting at a family dinner, and my cousin's husband asked me, when are you going to find a man? I said, when do I have time to find one? I got 5 jobs. Where are you going to find me? He said, well, I'm going to introduce you to my cousin. I was like, hold up. You know I'm a church girl. What kind of cousin is this? He said, he's a little rough around the edges. I said, hold up there. How rough? I'm a church girl. So he introduced me to my husband, Ray. Woo! All the single women, there is hope. We met on a blind date. We'll be married almost 19. We'll be married 19 years next week. Can you get excited? Woo! Financially, money was tight. Ray was just like, he was so in love with me. But he said that was the best $500 he ever spent when he paid for my divorce. Because I said, you know what, if somebody want to marry me, I don't have the money for the divorce. They'll pay for it, and he did. So we are getting ready to get married, and I found out I was pregnant. And the scarcity of financial struggles set in. Because by now we have 2 incomes. I'm in a nicer apartment. Life was kind of okay. But if you've ever struggled financially, how many of you ever struggled financially? The fear of going back there, it terrified me. And so one of my girlfriends, girl who I recruited was still in the business, delivering $600 worth of products to my job for some people that I had sold for. Can you get excited about that? And I was telling her my dilemma, and she's like, Lafreda, you could always start back because you could make enough to pay Brandy's daycare. Brandy was premature. She was what I had been praying for, a baby girl. And life was complete. I had my husband, I had 2 kids, it was grand. But y'all, when you're struggling financially, there's nothing grand about that.
because it's stress in the home and it's stress in the marriage when the money ain't right. Get excited. So I started back selling Mary Kay. Brenda was 4 months old. I said, I'm not going to no meetings. I'm not recruiting nobody. I don't want to fool with no women. I'm just not doing all that. I just want to sell my stuff, make my daycare money, and that's going to be a wrap for me. But you guys, I started having fun, and I started making money. So for the consultants, you guys, you have to have a goal. 18 years ago, I put a sign on my refrigerator, and I put $300 on there because her daycare was $150. And every week, my goal was to sell enough to pay her daycare because we make what? 50% profit. We were in a 2-bedroom apartment. Life was great. I was selling. I thought, you know what? The price has changed a lot. I'm not going to go to one of them meetings and see what's going on because I don't know what's going on. And that's how we had cassette tapes in our starter kit. And I thought, how many of y'all remember cassette tapes? I finally peeled off the plastic and I said, you know what? Let me listen to some of this stuff and see what these people saying. And so before then, we had traveled only to SeaWorld and to Fiesta, Texas, because me and my best girlfriend, Teresa, we would load up the kids, pack them in the car, coolers. By the time we get where we're going, there's water in the cheese because somebody forgot to put the Ziploc thing on there. The bread in the window is all wet. It's a mess. But that's how we travel.
Yes.
So this lady talked about how she paid for a trip to go to Disney World. And my antennas immediately went up because I thought, you know what, my son is 9. And he hasn't ever even been on an airplane. I didn't even know people could pay out vacations. I thought people that went on vacation had money and they could afford to go. And so when I heard that, I thought, you know what? She got the same product I got. If she can do it, guess what? I can too. But y'all know we never do anything by ourselves, right? I went to the travel agent that was across from the credit union. I got every Disney magazine they had. When my best girlfriend Teresa came to work the next day, I had both our queues plastered with Disney stuff. She said, hold up. I don't sell Mary Kay. You do. I said, you have to sell it now because we are going to Disney. We're going. And she's like, oh my God. I said, girl, we're going. We're going. So, how many of you know when you pay for a vacation, the deposit is non-refundable? Did I tell you I was struggling and broke? We wasn't losing that money. We going to Disney. And so right before we paid off that trip to go to Disney World, paying Brenda daycare, life was great. Brady's toddling around and Ray said, Freedom, we need to get a house. I said, hold up, player. We just paid $4,400 to go see Mickey for 7 days, and now you said we need to get a house? Why you didn't say we need to get a house before we spent that money? So because I was this time a little bit older, and I thought, you know what? Maybe it wasn't all my husband, which it was, but I said, let me do right by this one and let me listen. I said, let us go to this mortgage. We didn't even get a real, we went to the mortgage company. I said, let these people tell us we don't qualify, our credit ain't good, we ain't got no money, we can go to Disney, have a great time, come back home, life will be awesome. So we sitting up at the table with the lady at the loan officer, mortgage person, whoever she was, and almost the exact same amount of money that we paid for Disney was what it was going to take for us to close on our first house. And I looked at him, and he looked at me. He said, Frida, let's just go to Disney. We'll have a great time. We'll figure it out when we come back. We went to Disney World in July, came back and closed on our first house in September. Can you get excited? Because when you have a goal that's bigger than you, you will find a way, create a way, make a way. Now, I will have to say, he was hustling right there with me. I don't know how many bottles of cologne he sold to them guys that he worked with, but he was making about some for him and some for their wives. When we came up with the money, so we were able to close on our first house. How many of you ever bought a house? You're so excited when you get that first house, you don't think long term. You think, okay, it's in a nice neighborhood, we got a pool, it's all great. So by this time, I'm saying, I've done the 2 things I want to do most. I took Brandon to Disney, and we're now in our own home. What do I do with this Mary Kay thing next? Because by then, the scarcity of financial struggle really wasn't the issue. It was God letting me know that he had a bigger plan for my life. And so reluctantly, I went to an event in January. And I love our adoptee system in Mary Kay, that someone will take your people from wherever under their wing, and they will love on them, and they will care for them, and they will nurture them. And so my adoptive director, she was having an event for us to go to this retreat. And I was like, wait a minute. Where is it at? It's in Wichita Falls. I said, okay. Now, I don't have nothing against my Caucasian friends, but black people do not stay in the woods. That is not what we do. She's like, we gonna stay in some cabins. And I said, oh no, not me.
be something to this if she's impressing upon you that hard to go. And so I didn't go by myself. I took 2 other black girls with me. I wasn't going by myself. So how many of y'all, we would drag a girlfriend with us anywhere? And so we went to the retreat. Y'all, literally, I felt like I had a religious encounter with God, saying, if you have accomplished these things in your Mary Kay business, how selfish is it of you not to share it with other women? How many women would love to take their kids on a vacation on a plane? Or how many women would love to help their husbands get into their first home? Or whatever. You have to share. You know, that time I came back in January, the middle of January, got excited about sharing this amazing opportunity, went on Target for my car, and a couple months later became a sales director. Because I just cared enough to share with every woman that I came in contact with. It's not my job to decide who says yes. My only responsibility is to share, because our founder, Mary Kay, asked us to pass it what? On. And so fast forward some few years. Life is good. I didn't quit that job. Money was going to daycare. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm driving my free car from my part-time job to my full-time job, and my baby's still going to daycare. Like, something is wrong with this. So I talked to Ray. I said, do you think, she said, Brenda, if you think you can do it, that time I said, I'm young and I'm marketable. Young and marketable. If it doesn't work out, I can always go get another job. But I don't know that I would have the faith later to leave that I have right now. So I left my full-time job and was at home with my baby myself. And so we were in that house for 7 years. But y'all, how many know when you at home, everybody's kids come to your house? We were so excited to buy the house, we didn't think long term, so we quickly outgrew our nice little house. And so we decided to build our dream house in 2006. So we literally went from an 800 square foot apartment to a 1,300 square foot home to over 4,000 square foot home. We went from 3 bedrooms to 6 bedrooms, a pool, a game room, and all the bells and whistles at our new house. And so y'all, Mary Kay could be a little bit of something for you, or it could be a whole lot of something for you. I love the fact that my husband supported me while I was building my Mary Kay business. Now we are both 100% self-employed. Can you get excited? We get to decide when we're going, how we're going, where we're going. We take at least 4 vacations a year. Why? Because we can afford to. I'm willing to work hard for everything that I want, because this business can provide that for you and for your family. I totally love that in 2006, I don't love that it happened, but I love that we were available. My dad got sick, and Ray is such an awesome man. Like, God knew what I needed when I didn't even know what I needed. My dad got sick, and we moved my dad in with us. He stayed with us for a while. While he was there, I have 6 bedrooms, 2 kids. And my mama used to say, Frida, what if something happened to your job? What if something happened to Ray's job? I said, what if? I'm not going to live my life in fear. Even if I have to go back, at least I can say I had enough faith to go. Going back is not the issue. Are you willing to go? I said, God already knew how many rooms we were going to need. So we're taking care of my dad. My sister had a mental breakdown, and she has my 16-year-old niece with her. But y'all, all the while, I am still working my Mary Kay business. I told Ray, I said, you know what? I don't know, because I know you didn't sign on for this. However, my niece is 16. She can go to the left or to the right real smooth. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with mental illness before, but in the African American community, we always quick to say they just acting crazy. Some of them is crazy for real. Get excited. And so, getting her properly medicated and all that stuff, it took time. And so he said, Frida, do what you got to do. So then we got my niece and my sister there too. So we got my 2 kids, my niece, and my dad there, all these people at the house. It was like an amazing, fun time, and that's why we're so close now, because we were able to serve each other in a time of need. My dad gets great. He think he got it going on. He gonna move out. My rule is once you leave and nobody asks you to go, you ain't coming back. You gone. So then, 2010, my mom had a stroke. And we literally thought my mom was going to go to glory probably about 10 times. I got to the point where I was like, you know what, she ain't going nowhere. Let's just do what we got to do and keep it moving. But y'all, how many of you, if something happened to your children, if something happened to your siblings, something happened to your parents, that you can still build a successful business and have an executive income all while taking care of them? So it really isn't an excuse. You cannot find an excuse. I cannot find a solution for it. When I talk to my people, I say, don't come to me unless you're looking for a solution, because I'm not the problem girl. I have enough of them to write a book. But you guys, this business can provide for you what you choose for it to. I totally love the fact that Mary Kay pays 80% of our insurance, that I've earned free cars. When my baby girl turned 16, Ray was like, we going to do what? We going to get her a new car from the new place, from off the floor, the one that she wants. Because she said, God knows the plans that he has for me. And he has a new car in plan for me. So when you kiss that children like Jesus, be ready. It's coming back to haunt you.
Yes.
So we were able to buy her a brand new car 2 years ago. And y'all, living life, enjoying life, traveling, taking care of family. We're almost to be paying off her $20,000 car in a little over 2 years. Can you get excited? Yeah. Have not missed a beat, because you can decide the income that you want to make. Before, it was all about the money, because I was struggling. But I can honestly stand here today and tell you what I do, it is not for the money. It's because I love the people that God allows me to serve, and the money just flows. It's just flowing because I'm serving. The more I serve others, the more God has blessed me. We are like beyond blessed. I look at Ray sometimes and I say, do you ever think our lives would be like this? Wow. Like seriously, earning that top sales director trip, it was beyond amazing. Beyond amazing for somebody to treat you with such excellence. And every day was a different experience. My only regret is I didn't work harder, faster to get there. Because it is definitely a life-changing experience. And to be able to share that experience with my husband was unbelievable. We went to Ketchikan, and he actually bought me a ring in Ketchikan. It cost more than the trip. I said, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be doing that. But I thought about it. How many women wish their husband would buy them a diamond? Because I'm like, I could earn one. But why would I take that away from him to be able to purchase one that he wanted me to have? Now, it's just a different life. It's the lifestyle that I'm willing to work for. And I do have to give it up for my girlfriend, Dana, real quick. You guys, the women that you surround yourself with can totally change your life. Yes. The women that I've been blessed to know in Mary Kay has been life-changing for me. And I can remember the day that Dana told me that, girl, why y'all taking 6 months to earn a Cadillac? I said, look, Diva, you don't know my people. You don't know my situation. We always take 6 months and the extra days to earn a Cadillac, so why should this probably be any different? She's like, Lafreda. Oh, she's relentless too. So y'all probably get that. But she said, Lafreda, if Mary Kay only gave you 3 months to earn a Cadillac, what would you do? If they only gave you 3 months, what would you do? And I said, well, I would do it. She said, then it's the same thing. Yes. Whatever you're telling your mind, that's what goes into action. Amen. And I was so mad with Dana that day. I was hot with her because she just was like, on. Diva, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You need somebody in your life that will push you, that will believe in you, that will speak life into your situation with nothing to gain. And because she pushed me to the place of where I thought a different thought. And I stopped thinking that I couldn't. And I started thinking, what if I did? Right. Too many times we think, what if I can, or what if I started thinking, what would happen if I did? How many lives would be affected if I did? And y'all, I went to work. And the rewards are greatly. How many of you can decide today that you want a $10,000 increase and go to work and get that? I mean, everything for us is, Lafreda, how much you need to sell. My baby will go to college, and she will be going debt-free. My niece is getting married in a couple of weeks. I don't know how Nsd ended up doing flowers and paying for stuff and all that, but here I am. Ray don't say nothing. He just shake his head. I said, babe, do you think I'm crazy? He said, yeah. I said, don't answer so quick. But, you know, the choices and the freedom that you have. I love the fact that I'm the oldest of 5, and I get to love on my nieces and nephews. I get to spoil them relentlessly, and I get to teach them. It doesn't matter where you come from. It just matters where you can go. How are these children at another generation going to know that things are possible for them if nobody shows them? Somebody got to show them. It's so up to us to be able to do that. And so my prayer is that you guys will see some type of hope, inspiration. I was just a broke girl, with a new husband who loved me. I knew there was something more out there for me. I just knew working 9 to 5, I was not going to get it. When you do accounting, you do not get a promotion unless somebody dies or retires. them people don't go nowhere. And I didn't want to be like the older ladies that worked with me that was so miserable and so whatever because they had invested all that time in that job and they didn't feel like they could do anything different. That was not going to be my story. Today you can make a decision to rewrite your story.
Girl, sit you hallelujah. Girl, sit you hallelujah. Give it up, sit you hallelujah. Cause uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause uptown Funk don't.
Dreams, changing generations of lives, family members, making a difference for yourself, you guys. How many of you guys want to start making a major difference for yourself right now? Listen to me, you hear these stories, you're inspired. You must hold 8 parties in April. If you're serious about making a difference, you guys, hold 8 parties in April. Every last one of you. 8 parties in April, 9 in May, 10 in June. We're with the 8, 9, and 10 crew. That's the plan. It's major, it's serious, it's going to guarantee you results. It's one thing to come and be inspired. It's another thing to see these lives, want the lifestyle, and go home and do something different. Faces will take you places. But you got to be excited about getting on those faces.
Yes.
Putting the product, washing some faces. Just listen to these numbers. If you do 8 parties, 4 people at each party. So you got to go home and hustle because you got to have 2. You got to hold 2 parties a week. Book 4 to hold 2. That's the math. If you're telling me you're going to be saying, I love your story. Lafreda, I love your story. Brenda, I love your life. And you know what I want them to say is go book a party. Go book a party. Because that's where the action is. This is action April. We got to be of action. What we have done the math and we realize is that if you do 8 in April, 9 in May, 10 in June, that's 27 parties the next 12 weeks, the next 9 days. You be committed to 27 parties and your life is going to change. It's going to start to change. Don't say you want something American but you're not willing to work for it. What we know is that $350 average a party. Lowballing it, you have 4 people there around the kitchen table, $350 average per party. That's going to give you about $9,500 cash flow in the next 90 days. I believe this business is mathematical, not magical. The magic comes, magic happens, but you better be doing some math. Okay, you got to do some math. But that's for real, you guys. How many of you could get excited about $10,000 cash flow?
Yes.
Cash. Let's book some parties. Let's book some parties. Have somebody hold you accountable. Say, I'm in. I'm all in April.
I'm all in April.
I'm all in. I'm committed to it. I'm willing to do it. And then, you guys, you know, we take the 60-40 split, 4,000 of that is going to be yours. Profit. So what we know is this business works when you work it. So marinate on that thought that I'm going to hold more parties than I've held in my Mary Kay career, or in a long time. If you want to make a difference, make a change, go book some parties. So that's now 8 in April, 9 in May, and how many in June? 10.
Thank you.
Let's do it, you guys. Let's do it. This wild night is going to look so different when you're out there holding those parties on a consistent basis. Well, the last speaker, you've been such a great audience, and my goodness, she has held some parties in her career. She is the most amazing $1 million director, Brenda Fenner. To Mark for almost 24 years. They live in Flower Mound, Texas. They have 2 active young adults. Caitlin, who is 22, who's here with her tonight, graduated summa cum laude in just 3.5 years from the University of Mississippi, and is on her way to becoming a sales director in Mary Kay. Kyle is in his 2nd year at Texas A&M University with a leadership role in a Christian fraternity. Brenda loves giving back to the community through her church, the Mary Kay Foundation, CASA, and SMSL. Not real sure what that stands for, but she's going to let us know. Her accolades include being the #1 unit in the state of Texas. Texas is a big state. Say big state.
Big state.
So you guys, she's the best of the best. She was #1 in 2013, 2015, and 2016. $1 million unit 2015 and 2016. Her highest check in 1 month, over $29,000.
Wow.
My friends, what would you do with almost $30,000 in 1 calendar month? You know, many people go to work, they don't make that a year.
Nope.
We're telling you how to free yourself, to be yourself, go book some parties. She's very thankful there in the territories that Mary Kay was voted the annual Miss Go Give in 1996. Oh my goodness, you guys, she's been a Unit Club Achiever 29 times, including 15 times over $500,000. Brenda, you a bad girl. Say, Brenda, you bad.
Brenda, bad.
She's traveled the world with Mary Kay, taking her husband to first class, all expense paid, top director trips. They celebrated their 10th anniversary at the Four Seasons in Maui, thanks to Mary Kay. You spin the globe, she's been there. With no further ado, stand to your feet for Senior Director Brenda Fenner!
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just want to tell you that anytime Sabrina calls, I'm just like, yes, to hear that voice introduce you, don't you all want to work for that? Oh my gosh, I just love you. Thank you for coming back and putting this together for us. And thank you. So I'm going to talk really quick because I don't know if I can talk as quick as Lafreda, but I'll try. So let me just take you guys way back, and then I'm going to fast forward real quick to a time about this time of year, because we're talking about the last 3 months of a seminar year, right? Mm-hmm. So many of you know a little bit about my story. I did begin Mary Kay at 18. I had huge goals. See, because when I heard the marketing plan and they said that you could like buy it for $1 and sell it for $2, and I knew how much the mascara was, I thought, if I sell one, I could buy a picture bigger. So, you know, these are I'm just telling you the truth. So, you had to know that my mom was the one telling me the marketing plan, so that didn't come out of my mouth because she was sending me to college. It was just in the back of my mind going, but I was, let's see, let me just kind of fast forward. So I really only thought that it would be something I'd do for a few months. So I always tell people, I think Dana said too dumb to doubt. I love that because there's nothing dumb about us. But there's something dumb about thinking about something and driving yourself crazy when you really don't know what could happen with it. And so I didn't think about it. I just jumped in and thought, oh, I'll do this for a little bit and then I'll do whatever I'm going to do, right? Well, I've never had to have another job. So I don't have a master's degree like Sabrina. I did not even finish college because, I don't know, I just couldn't stay focused. I loved going back to my Mary Kay events, and I couldn't get focused on what I really wanted to do. And so I just thought, okay, I'll sit down and see what I'm going to do, and just do this Mary Kay for a little bit and see what happens. And what happened was, I loved my lifestyle. So it allowed me to jump in and, you know, I moved out right away. So at 19, I did start supporting myself. And from that point until I was 30, I got to travel and I bought my own home. And I could say I a million times. I'm not saying it to say that. I'm just saying we can really, truly have anything we want. And that's what I saw. I realized that if everybody else was going to I lived in Kansas City at the time, okay? So we didn't go to the Cowboys games, we went to the Chiefs games. But same place, you know, right? It's the party. And I didn't care what was going on there. Everybody was going. And so I thought, well, if I don't have a boyfriend or husband buying me tickets, I'll buy my own. And when I liked to go water skiing and I didn't have a husband or a boyfriend buying me a boat, I bought my own. And when I wanted to buy a townhome, but the one I liked didn't look very good, I bought it and redecorated the whole thing. And you guys, I fell in love with that. It was just like Lafreda said, not because it was me, but because I was also watching the other people that I could show them how to do it. That's what I love the best, is that I was showing people that they didn't have to wait anymore. They didn't have to be broke anymore. They didn't have to skip vacations anymore. Okay, so then let's fast forward. So, my husband, okay, not my husband yet. So I turned 30 in December one year, and we did goal posters. Don't y'all love that Mary Kay teaches us to do goal posters, to do vision boards, to know what we want to go for? So that year I thought, okay, I know my unit can do $500,000. We haven't quite got to $500,000. I know we could do it. So $500,000 was on there, and then I also thought, and I really think if I met the right man, I could handle thinking about settling down. Okay? Not that I wasn't meeting them. They just weren't right. And you know that there's that country and western song that says something about unanswered prayers. Woo, thank goodness. Okay, so anyway, then at that point, I put this man on my goal poster. And I put all the qualities that I wanted. And I put confidence and versatile and all these fun things. And then I'd go on a bad date and then I'd come home and I'd put more qualities. So, in the meantime, I've also got $500,000, right? So I'm rocking and rolling. I'm living in Kansas City. I'm doing an event in Kansas City every single week. I'm driving back to Topeka, where I'm from, which is an hour, to do an event. And then I'm driving the other way once a week and do an event there. So I'm just like blowing and going. It's fun. And guess who I meet? The man. And I'm smitten instantly, which doesn't usually happen. So I'm thinking, oh, what's wrong? But I was kind of conflicted for a heartbeat. And then all my Mary Kay sisters kind of poured into me a little bit and reminded me that if it's the right person, they will love you when you're racing for your goals. You're not going to have to spend every waking moment with them, and you're not going to have to impress them. And so I just went with that, with my fingers crossed, and I just kept on rolling. And sometimes we meet with each other right after a meeting, and we talk for an hour or 2 hours, or stay up late, you know, stuff like that. But we did finish $500,000 that year. And 6 months after that, we got engaged, and 6 months after that, we were married. So it happened quick when it happened, and I always say it was the power of a vision board, the power of knowing what you want. You don't know. Only God's in charge. You don't know how it's going to come. You don't know what way, you know, anything. But if you get it out there, you're going to be generated to go that direction. So then I'll make this really, really quick. I've been in Mary Kay since I was 18. So as you can see, this could be a very long story, but it won't be tonight. So then Mark and I are living. We did another vision board. We're living on a lake. Life is grand. Our children are 1 and 3, and everything's just perfect. You know, everything's lovely. And then he got transferred. Now, we didn't have to go, but it was here. So he used to come home and say, would you consider moving to Chicago? And I'd be like, no, it's cool. He's like, hey, how about Boston? Boston's awesome. You want to go to Boston? I'm like, no, my dad doesn't fly. He wouldn't be able to drive there. And when he came home and said Dallas, I said, okay. And we were here about 2 months. And so we moved here. Life was grand again. And then he lost that perfect job that he had. He loved that job. And suddenly it changed, you know, new ownership, and poof, he was out. And so he got another one because he's very ambitious, but it just wasn't the same. He was really working so hard, traveling a ton, just very exhausted. Do you have any men out there that are just exhausted? And so that year, the trip was to the Maui in 4 Seasons. And we had been to Maui, or to the 4 Seasons of Maui. We had been to Hawaii, and we had been on nice vacations, and all I could think about was I wanted to surprise him with a vacation to somewhere that he didn't have to do anything or pay anything. And he could play golf and hang out at the ocean. And so you guys, I just stepped it up, honestly. And he was so busy, he didn't even notice. I mean, I'm sorry, he's not the kind of guy that needs dinner on the table 7 nights a week, and he was busy and going, and you know, I had the kids, and I always could handle all that stuff too. So anyway, when that trip came, it was like, I mean, this is why we have happy men sitting on the front row. Okay? I don't even know how to explain it. He was just elated. And so, fast forward, we've been on a lot of trips now, and what I want to tell you is it starts with wanting something and getting it accomplished. It can be it can be a victory of 2 parties a week and doing that for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden you'll be able to see that you could earn a car. Right. And then when you see that you can earn a car, my mom used to tell me, my mom actually is National Sales Director Emeritus, Jesse Hughes Logan. And so, you know, she was fabulous, but she's very C personality, I'm very I personality. And so the way she did it, she just worked hard. She just followed every rule Mary Kay ever put out there and worked hard and you know, was very successful. And I love to have fun. But she used to tell me something that just resonated so much with me and still does. She'd say, look as far as you can see. And when you get there, you can see farther. Yeah. Because you can't imagine being a national sales director when you're sitting there trying to get in a red jacket, right? And so just go as far as you can see. When you get there, you're like, oh, look at that. And so that's what I would highly suggest for everybody. So here's what I want to tell you. You can have anything you want in these last few months. And I would just like to just dream just a little bit with you, okay? I am originally from Kansas. My mom would have never probably been out of Kansas except maybe to Missouri, except for the trip she earned on Mary Kay. Now, I love to travel, but my way of traveling was going to beaches. So anywhere there was a beach, I had been. But I had never traveled Mary Kay style until that first top director trip. And I earned that because I wanted to give it to my husband. And since then, we have gone on the most incredible trips. So I just want to tell you, when they talk about these, do you know that they send you everything in advance? And you can call your girlfriends and go, oh, are you going to do that cooking class, or are you just going to do nothing? Are you going to go to spa that day, or are you going to do this? And they just line up everything and pay for it. You don't have to be insecure about anything. You don't have to worry about where you're going. You know you're so taken care of. So when we were in Venice, which was somewhere I'd always wanted to go, I didn't know, but I love water, and it's a city on water, right? Yeah. I'm like, we're going to Venice. And you know, we had dinner. So first we go back to our rooms one night, and there's these big packages and then there's this little note that says, this is for you, and Mark, this is for you, and it's these capes and these masks and all this cool looking stuff. We're like, what is this for? They're like, wear it tomorrow night and meet us in the lobby at such and such time. The boat will pick you up. Okay. So the boats picked us up. We went over to this restaurant on this other island. You guys, it was a place that George Clooney had one of his engagement parties. And they have music for us and dinner, and it's just a fabulous night. Okay, so then let me just say a few other trips. So when we went to London, Mark loved that we got to sing at the Abbey Road studio where the Beatles sang. So he loved that. Well, I loved a lot about London. But when we got to Paris, and we were at the Baccarat Museum, where they have all this crystal, and we go in there, and we did go buy like limos or something fabulous. And they gave everybody these iridescent butterfly crystals so that we could all have crystals from this famous place to take home. I mean, we were just like, oh, just so excited. And then we're sitting at this round table, and I'll never forget, because Daryl Overcash was beside me and Mark was on this side, and Mariana Shearer came out with these packages, and she's got people following her, and they have big bows, and we're all like, what are they doing? They look kind of suspicious, you know, ornery. And all of a sudden, they come to the $1 million table, and they give us these packages, and we all unwrap them together, and they're red Louis Vuitton wallets. Wow. I mean, I was like, we were just looking at each other like, can you believe this? We're so excited. And then then the dinner goes on, and then dessert, and you're there, and you're just laughing and having so much fun. And here she comes again with this little parade of people behind her, giggling like Mary Ann does, and big bows and big boxes. And she gives them to us, and they're red Louis Vuitton purses to match. Wow. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't buy myself $4,000 to $5,000 purses with the wallet to match. So I was just crying because I was just elated. I just couldn't believe it. But if you think about it,
Wow.
Mary Kay treats you like that every single solitary day. We already make 50% of everything we sell, but then they do a flash sale and give us a bonus, right? I mean, think about it. They're always thinking of something great. Other people pay so much more to go to their seminar conferences. We go, and then we get cash back on our orders for going. Oh my goodness. So I also want to tell you about something else. So how many of you have ever heard of Monte Carlo, where they have the races? Okay. So Sabrina's like, yeah, all this stuff's old hat. This is just amazing to me. So forget those car races. Monte Carlo is known as the playground for the rich and famous. I didn't know. I just knew it was beautiful. Beautiful, breathtaking. I mean, there's no words to describe how gorgeous it is, and the places that we stay overlooking the Red Sea. But Mark and I went on a parasailing ride. And we were above yachts that were like bigger than this building. And we literally, I'm not lying, watched them. Like we have a boat now, because we like boating too, so now we have a boat too. But we watched them pick up, like the yacht's here, okay? A little arm goes out, it goes down. There's a boat in the ocean that looks big, but not compared to the yacht. Pulls it up and pulls it into the side of the yacht. It was probably, to be on that ocean, it had to have been at least a 30-foot boat, pulled into a yacht, and it literally looked like it was this big compared to the yacht. You guys were parasailing, going, oh, taking pictures, and then over here they're hot tubbing, and they're on top of their yacht, and these people are, I mean, it's like a lifestyle that people can't even hardly believe. And you have it. And if you're not a consultant, you can have it. Okay? So it is available to everybody. So, like I said, I didn't begin for this. I just put one step in front of the other, always loved it enough to keep going, and then it's like one thing has happened after another. I could go on and on telling you stories of the trips and the places that we've gone, seeing live bear from here to Denise, bear, eating salmon, okay? Sonora Island, they flew us by helicopter from Vancouver to a private place that people don't get to go usually. I mean, So, do your parties like Sabrina says, okay? And I just want to end by just telling you a couple things. This time of the seminar year is for people who believe. Yes. And really, I believe that any time of the year. Like, I don't like to be around people who are doubters, who are whiners. That's why we all come here, right? Because we want to be around people who are going to say, not like, can you really do that? It's like, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? How'd you do that? And we want that. So that's what my recommendation is for you right now. Don't talk to anybody in your family that thinks you're still an Avon, okay? Right now, in these last few months, it's all like straightforward. Let people believe in you. Be around people who believe it can be done. And you can be celebrating at seminar in your car, in your red jacket, in your director's suit, whatever it is that you want. Okay, that is first and foremost. And there was something else really important on my paper that I wanted to tell you that I can't remember. But I would just end with, you guys know that you are enough. You know, the career conference, I went to Irving and to Kansas City, and I think it was in Kansas City that one of the directors kept saying, tell yourself that you are enough. Know that you are enough. You can tell Dana has worked on not telling herself the story she didn't want to believe. So whatever you want your life to look like, that is what you tell yourself is happening, and it will. Thank you.
Amen.
Very